Hello dear viewers and welcome to T-World. Kindly hit the subscribe button and we will be on our way. In today's news, Donald Trump has been venting his disappointments about the Broadcast House Select Board of Trustees hearings to any individual who will tune in at his Bedminster Golf Club. As per another report, the 2 times indicted previous president is irate that he has no allies on the board. And he faults House Minority Pioneer Kevin McCarthy's choice to blacklist after House Speaker Nancy Pelosi dismissed the 2 GOP legislators he picked. And he is exasperated that he doesn't have a window into their discoveries so he can prudently answer declaration. Revealed CNN on Tuesday. Sadly, a terrible choice was made, Trump told moderate live radio personality Wayne Allyn Root. This counsel was a terrible choice. Not to have portrayal on that board of trustees, that was an extremely stupid choice since they attempt and imagine like they're genuine. And just when you get into the internal operations you get out. Whatever sort of a thing is this? It's simply an uneven witch chase. We have no portrayal on this board, he added. We ought to surely have a few Republicans, genuine Republicans. We have no one on that board who can retaliate, as it were. The Republicans ought to be embarrassed about themselves. Trump has freely and secretly jumped all over previous VP Mike Pence, whose head of staff Mark Short and boss guidance Greg Jacob have been key observers in the hearings. Yet the previous president has been satisfied by counter-programming presented by moderate media. I don't see him easing up on Mike at any point in the near future, and the more Mike, in all honesty, is out there getting things done with clear 2024 connotations, the more he will raise hell for himself, said one Trump counsel. In other news, the legislative panel exploring the 6th of January 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol has moved its concentration to the tension Donald Trump put on state authorities as he looked to stay in the White House in spite of losing the 2020 political race. The previous president held a rambunctious meeting on the 6th of January, encouraging allies to walk on the Capitol. He had held onto on that date. When then, at that point, VP Mike Pence was to meet with legislators to officially guarantee the political decision, as a last-ditch opportunity to clutch the White House in spite of his misfortune at the surveys. Today will show that what befell Mike Pence was definitely not a disconnected piece of Donald Trump's plan to upset the political race. As a matter of fact, constraining community workers into selling out their promise was a key piece of the playbook. Democratic Representative Benny Thompson, executive of the House of Representatives Select Committee, said as the meeting opened. Mr. Thompson was alluding to a meeting keep going week that zeroed in on pressure Mr. Trump and his partners put on Mr. Pence to go against formal certificate of the consequence of the November 2020 official political decision. The present hearing was the 4th of something like 6 expected for this present month for the 9-part House board after an almost year-long examination concerning the destructive assault by huge number of the then-president's allies. 3 state political decision authorities from Mr. Trump's Republican Party came to affirm on the extraordinary strain they looked from Mr. Trump and his allies at that point. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, Arizona House Speaker Rusty Bowers, and Gabrielle Sterling, head working official at the Georgia Secretary of State's office, were to affirm as a board. The board will likewise hear from Wandrea Arce-Moss, a Georgia state political race laborer who recorded a suit over dangers she said she looked after her state supported Mr. Trump's opponent, Democrat Joe Biden, who won the political decision. The Board of Trustees, 7 Democrats and 2 Republicans, have utilized the hearings to construct a case that Mr. Trump's endeavors to upset his loss added up to unlawful direct, a long ways past typical legislative issues. In the November 2020 political decision, Mr. Biden crushed Mr. Trump in both Georgia and Arizona, 2 expresses that as of late had moved Republicans in official races. Mr. Trump and his partners put squeeze on authorities from those states to upset the political decision results. Halfway through a work to submit substitute records of balloters backing Trump, Mr. Trump called Mr. Raffensperger on the 2nd of January 2021, telling Georgia's top political decision official to find enough decisions in favor of him to win Georgia. And Raffensperger has stated a continuous objective of Trump's analysis. The Secretary of State in any case last month held off a Trump-supported challenger, Republican House Part Jody Hice, to win the Republican Party's essential as he ran for reappointment. President Trump and his partners drove a strained crusade in light of untruths, and these falsehoods prompted dangers that put state and nearby authorities and their families in danger. A Board of Trustees helper told columnists on a phone call yesterday, talking on state of secrecy to review the meeting, Mr. Trump has denied bad behavior, while rehashing misleading incriminations that he lost simply because of inescapable extortion that helped Joe Biden. Mr. Trump and his allies including numerous Republican individuals from Congress. Excused to the 6th of January board as unopinionated witch chase, yet the board's patrons say it is a vital test into a savage danger against a majority-rule government. Council individuals have likewise said the conference will take a gander at the job of Mark Meadows, a previous Republican House part who filled in as one of Trump's White House heads of staff. Various individuals from the select panel have driven addressing in every one of the hearings to date. Vote-based Representative Adam Schiff will play that job on today. Proof against Mr. Trump might actually be pivotal in a continuous criminal examination by the Department of Justice into the supposed phony voter plot.
If you made it to the end of the video, kindly hit the subscribe button and leave a comment. It helps the channel.